I've played Capcom vs. SNK 1 and 2 on the Sega Dreamcast, but how about some SNK vs. Capcom? On SNK's handheld game console, the Neo Geo Pocket Color. It's the match of the Millennium, from last millennium, 1999. A fighting game featuring SNK characters and Capcom characters, as the title would suggest. The Neo Geo Pocket Color is not backlit, so filming is always a challenge as you need bright light to see the screen. But check out the smooth motion in this game, it's extremely playable for an old school handheld video game. I think the visuals in this game are really nice, and it features a total of 26 playable characters from Capcom and SNK, a number of which are hidden. That I didn't save because the game actually wiped out my Neo Geo Pocket Color memory. And its own memory. I've never seen one do that before. Darn thing required me to reset the clock. But I will forgive it because the game is awesome. As you can see on screen, this is a kick-ass fighting game that is extremely fun and playable on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. A very underrated handheld. It would have been better with a backlit screen. That's the biggest problem with this thing because it's just hard to see these games unless you have a lot of light. This has your basic fighting modes like one-on-one fighting, tag team fighting, team fighting, and it also has an Olympic mode, which is kind of interesting. I don't recall the spaceship shooting event in the Olympics. It should be added though, along with the slashing enemies with a sword event. Wait, they have that. It's called fencing. But there's no decapitation in fencing. That's always been disappointing. There's also a survival mode and a few other things, but the core of the game is really the fighting. Fans of the SNK and Capcom games will figure out the moves fairly easily as the Neo Geo Pocket Color only has 2 buttons. They've been condensed, but you'll be doing a lot of Z movements with the thumbstick and crescents. You build a team with your favorite characters here and play through the game. It's pretty straightforward. It's a fighting game. It's not quite as massive as, say, Capcom vs. SNK 2 on the Dreamcast, but this is a 1999 handheld game, and a lot more fluid and playable than some of the old school original Game Boy fighting games. Sorry, Chun-Li, it's the end of the line. I love the writing in this game. SNK vs. Capcom was donated to Classic Game Room by Edgar in Alamosa, Colorado, along with the King of Fighters R2 and Last Blade, both of which are being reviewed. Because as discerning Neo Geo Pocket Color collectors, you deserve to know what games are available affordably. Unlike collecting for the Neo Geo MVS or AES, the Neo Geo Pocket games are all quite inexpensive. Enough talk, it's time to watch Chun-Li hand Dan his own ass. She's really got the giant pimp slap hand in this game, doesn't she? My Bosk action figure would approve. So, even though this game is called the Match of the Millennium, here's the catfight of the Millennium. Chun-Li versus Mai. You don't need a backlit screen to feel the animosity between these two. And after the trash talking, we let the fighting begin. It's SNK vs. Capcom, the Match of the Millennium for Neo Geo Pocket Color.